Hello, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Sorry I haven't been with you for a couple days. I've been really busy and trapped up and tied up, handling a lot of business. I would like to start off also by saying I am not a lawyer and I am not a financial advisor, but I will help you make some money. So everybody, I hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day and had a good weekend. It's been a lot of people, on these comments and stuff saying things are fake or I'm fake because I'm not giving out information. But I feel like that's great energy. You keep that up. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. Do what you have to do. I mean, if that's helping you feel better about knowing the process that you don't know, then that's on you. I don't want to be the bad guy to pretty much thrash you or pretty much harass you back. But I can just say I understand. So all I'm gonna do is let that slide and let that be bygones. But back to the basics of the real world. I want to thank everybody that I have consultated. Everyone that I've talked to seems to have taken in the information and are happy and pleased to have me give them the information. So maybe those are people you guys should talk to. Maybe they will coach you and tell you that I definitely do have a lot of missing information that you guys are missing. So what I'm gonna do today, something I usually don't do, is I'm going to break things down. Today I'm going to start with 1099A, and I'm not going to give everything to you, but I'm going to give you a couple clues of what I know that's a lot more than what you guys know. And it's not a bad thing. I did learn from watching everyone's video, but the difference is, guys, I actually have two CPAs on my side to explain the reason why I charge $550 for being a trustee for someone. Let me tell you, I paid $200 to get your paperwork pretty much electronically done by a professional CPA. So even though I know how to do this process and it's just that the people are going through me, I want you guys to have the same execution rate as I do. So I have them filling out this paperwork and these OIDs. I know how to fill out 1099A a little different because of the knowledge I have now of how I was supposed to fill it out when I wanted $5 million, and end of the day I didn't end up with $5 million. You have to acquire this money from them a certain way. So before I start going all over the place, let me just get into what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Today I want to talk about 1099A. So we all know the 1099A is the acquisition or abandonment of secured property. Acquisition of secured property, abandonment of secured property. That means, all right, if you're acquisition of secured property, that means you are acquiring and securing a property, not just renovating it. You guys, so a lot of you think, you're doing renovations or you want these different upkeeps of from the assets. You can get these, but you have to do it accordingly. And I'm telling you right now, this has been done with having a mortgage and buying a car on the same stipend. So okay, 1099A, acquisition or abandonment of secured property. And I brought a little board for you guys too, just so we can kind of talk about it. Let's see. Apologize, guys. I'm in a car. It's a family situation going on. 1099A. So we're going to talk about pretty much the 1099A, guys. And we're going to put assets, because all that means down there is assets, unless you have a foreclosed property that you've seen, you're trying to acquire that. So assets is what we're going to say, 1099A. So this is the most important thing about 1099A that we're confused about, and people have to understand that it's a certain way to collect this money because you have to be a certain entity. It's not about just being a corporate entity. So check this out. This is the same definition. I'm just reading it to make you understand it a lot better, if it helps. And if it doesn't, please let me be a little more clear for everyone. Okay, for each borrower, if you lend money in connection with your trade or business and or partial satisfaction of the debt, you acquire an interest in the property that is security for the debt. So me as a corporation, when I make you sign a paper or an agreement, and this has to be some kind of loan company, guys. It has to be a company that acquires or gives out money and wants it in return. It has to be a debt that we can collect. And honestly, we're recording the debt. We can record the debt with the 1099A. So what I'm trying to say is, once again, is the business or partial satisfaction of the debt. So it has to be an initial interest that we're gaining off of the debt. We're collecting interest off of this, guys. You're not getting $5 million, but you can acquire you can acquire the whatever percentage. We can talk about percentage if you want to get into consultation, but you have to have a percentage taken from that money. That's what leads to your OID. But we'll get to that another day, whoever allows me to. But no, listen, no, I don't want anyone to think that I'm hostile or anything. I care about everyone being successful. It just has to work a certain way. It's all about respect. And for everyone who I have talked to, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to break these things down. And pretty soon I should have a Telegram for you guys to all follow. And I don't mind doing this on a video for you. But it's all about assets. And it's about loan and debt collection for the corporate companies. Make that clear, for the corporate companies. So boom, 1099A, assets and loan debt collection. So if anybody kind of, if that's kind of going somewhere for you, I want you to understand. So why it's a loan and debt collection is because it has to be a financial institution that files these this paperwork. This is not for you just to get, yes, this is a way to get money out your trust, guys, but the only reason why corporate are able to do this is because if you sign some kind of promissory agreement or an agreement with them, they literally that's their right to collect on your behalf for being negligent on whatever the account is. So if you haven't paid a Verizon bill, let's say Verizon, for instance, they're going to be a financial institution, whether we see it or not, because it's some kind of retail. So they have these phones, let's say an iPhone 13, it's a contract under it, but they'll give you the phone for just the taxes on it, right? So you owe $1,300 with this phone. Let's say you stop paying your payments in the first month. So now you still owe $1,300. They accumulate some interest on that. So now you owe about $3,000. Excuse me. You owe about $3,000 now, right? So now you never paid it. You let the account close. They're going to stop writing you after a minute. And then it turns into being on your credit, and it's a whole nother credit collector collecting it. That's because they have already written out an OID and got their money back from that debt. They're legally binded to collect their money on your behalf through the trust. So that $3,000 is probably double dipped to about $5,000-$6,000 when they're done with it, and they dip in and get the money. So they can sign these forms out on your behalf. They don't need you there. But once again, that's some kind of financial institution, which could be a retail entity. So let me explain a little bit about. That's pretty much the 1099A is broken down, but everyone thinks that they can just be a trustee or do these. You guys gonna have to open up a corporation with some kind of financial institution. So here goes an example. Here goes the financial institutions, right? You have central banks. They can do this process. Retail and commercial banks. So you don't have to be an actual bank to do it, but you have to have some kind of retail entity that provides something ahead of time, or like, let's see, even car dealerships. That's kind of part of up under the umbrella of a retail. They can collect this money on the debts, like if you don't pay it, something that's recorded and not paid. Remember what I said, recorded and not paid. 1099 is what? That's how you record things. That's why I got accepted. Everybody got to understand why you're getting accepted. Anybody can get accepted, but what do you have? What are the tools and everything you have to back up that acceptance? That's for them to wait for, and you to supply it to them. So okay, you got central banks, retail and commercial banks, internet banks, credit unions, savings and loans associations, investment banks and trust holders. That's why I fall up under, because I hold investments, based on people's own will. I sell information. So that puts me up under the bond of investment banks. That's what JG Capital Finance is. And a trust holders, but your trust holder means you're collecting some kind of money, and you're able to be owed some kind of money through the percentage that's owed to you. Whatever contract, we're owed through contracts, guys. So those contracts make us liable. Rather we have not collected the money or collected the debt. That's us. That's between us and the beneficiary of what they owe us. So when they sign these notes, they're already making themselves liable to pay, and for people to collect debt from them. So we got also investment banks, trust holders, brokerage firms. Brokerage firms are great because they're the brokerage of money. Insurance companies, mortgage companies, and that's pretty much it that lies up under the umbrella of financial institutions. So that's it. But I wanted to say, if you guys wanted to start something, besides a trust company or investment company, you can also start a debt collection company. So when you're collecting debt, you're able to fill these forms out and collect money from the IRS on other people's behalf, especially after like 90 days. You just gotta look at the stature of how much time they have before they can, say that it's pretty much cancellation of debt. Now you're selling to somebody else. So you're gonna go ahead and take that money or be able to acquire that money through the trust, through a business agreement. So that's pretty much what I want to talk to you guys about today. It's just the 1099A and the fact that you have to have some kind of financial institution, bound to this. Start an S Corp, start a C Corp, start a LLC. You need licenses to be like a financial advisor. That's not what you want. One thing is this: you don't want to be licensed for things that the government's going to bind you to. So when you get a license, like everyone who knows about being a sovereign citizen and being a national, you don't want an ID, you don't want a social connect to them, or you don't want to use that. You want to be able to be your own person. So, you have to just be able to open up pretty much like insurance company. If you own an insurance company, somebody who's an insurance company. Those are good lenders and payers. You want them to be a part of this whole situation. But I can talk to you more in the consultation, guys. I don't feel fear of having everyone who asks talk to me, be happy with the information. Then I just blurt it out and share everything to you. It's a lot more steps we can go through. I know that I made 1099A a little more clear for people who are starting the process and people who have already started it. It's important that you guys understand about the financial institution and the fact that they're the ones who have to acquire this money. A corporation has to get this money. The promise, the dig in the trust is for the corporations. That's why they run America, guys. I don't want to die giving you guys too much information, but I need you guys to understand that and to be, just be a little more respectful and just understand that I am trying my best to give you guys the best information I can. And this is a road and a tightrope for all of us still, rather who's gotten some success and who hasn't. There's other people who've collected money on the situation, and I personally know them, and they're not doing this YouTube stuff for a reason. And I'm doing it. I move around a lot. I don't mind putting myself up under the bind, so this is why I'm doing it. I don't need any money for these consultations, but I don't want to do them, guys. So at the end of the day, this has to be worth my time and worth yours. So that's why I charge for an hour, and everyone who spent the hour, I think you guys pretty much got the basics, and you're going to always be able to, come on cross-reference some more of your information so I can help you out, especially once we get the Telegram going or I'm able to go live on YouTube. Yeah, that's what I'm going to end it on, and you guys just need to go ahead and study that 1099A more and understand that's how you need to start opening your businesses. So for you trustees out there, don't let anybody just tell you that, because you own a washateer or because you own a clothing store, that this is how you're going to be able to collect money on the government's behalf. You guys, you're not a financial institution. You're not handling money, and it's loopholes around everything where you can open up something that's a debt collector, or be a trustee. You don't have to have these licenses for these things. So you can open those up or get DBAs for those or get you some LLCs and S Corps. S Corp is my favorite, and I would say go ahead and get you an S Corp, guys. Spend $500-$600 or whatever you need to do and get you an S Corp going. And, start it as some kind of brokerage or something where you're collecting debt on another behalf of things. You can get those contracts from someone, and be able to do that, file for those things, file for claims and stuff. So, and once 30 days or 60 days of having the debt and no responses or anything, by law liable to be able to acquire that money through trust, which is through the government. So I just wanted to kind of explain that, because I know a lot of people are out in the just woods with it, and they think that they can just do it this way, that way. So, you got the people in the comments. It's just, I understand your pain, man. You guys been going through it for a long time. I haven't been going through it as long as you, because for one, I'm a person who's going to not listen to you online. I'm going to hire a CPA. I'm going to hire a team of people who can break this down for me and make it make sense for me. So that's what I did. That's what I know, and that's what's going to work for you. Okay, so God bless. I hope everyone have a great Memorial Day. My lines are open. Just leave me an email to the Gmail, or you can go on my website and leave me an email on the company email. I'm probably I think I'm catching up to the last 40 emails or whatever. So if you haven't received anything from me after yesterday, today, sometime, just go ahead and send me another email so we can go ahead and talk about it, guys. I understand the expensiveness of what I'm providing, but you guys don't have to use me. I'm happy just having you here. If you want, be more than welcome to listen to some of the things I'm be willing to break down, for everybody. I think that you'll enjoy what you gain from me. God bless you.